Shug Knight, the notorious figure behind Death Row Records, has never been one to hold back his opinions, especially about former rival Diddy. According to Shug, Diddy has allegedly held a position as an informant for law enforcement since the early 90s. This claim paints a picture of Diddy as someone with a hidden layer of protection, allowing him to sidestep the fallout others in the music industry and hip-hop scene have faced. The claim is intriguing because, if true, it would mean that Diddy has been able to enjoy a kind of immunity, seemingly slipping past the controversies, confrontations, and legal issues that others in his position might have stumbled over. It's a wild concept, especially when considering the intense era of the East Coast-West Coast rivalry, where tempers were high and the stakes even higher. For years, fans have speculated on why Diddy seems to glide through scandal relatively unscathed. Shug's theory, whether it holds water or not, adds a layer of mystery and raises a lot of questions about Diddy's career longevity, protection, and the potentially hidden deals that may have helped build his empire, the East Coast to West Coast conflict, and the Soul Train Awards incident. Shug also takes us back to the infamous East Coast-West Coast feud that left a lasting scar on the music industry. Specifically, he recalls a particularly intense moment at the Soul Train Awards, where he claims Diddy went to some extreme lengths to keep him and his entourage out of the venue. This wasn't just a case of side-eyeing or icy glances from across the room. Shug alleges that Diddy's crew actually contacted the police in an attempt to prevent him from getting into the event. The tension reached a boiling point, allegedly culminating in one of Diddy's associates pulling a gun during a confrontation with Shug's entourage. And here's the kicker: Shug claims that despite the gravity of this incident, the whole thing was quickly swept under the rug by authorities, sparking rumors of Diddy's protected status. Shug implies that if it were anyone else, such a high-stakes confrontation might have led to serious consequences, possibly even arrests. But in this case, the matter was apparently buried. It's stories like these that remind fans just how intense the East Coast-West Coast rivalry truly was, a feud that often blurred the line between professional competition and personal beef. The Las Vegas shooting of Tupac. Then there's the tragedy that shook the hip-hop world to its core, the untimely unalivement of Tupac Shakur. Shug Knight and Tupac were together in Las Vegas that fateful night, riding in the same car when gunfire erupted. While Shug himself was injured in the melee, Tupac's injuries proved fatal, leading to one of the most mourned losses in music history. Shug's claims about this night are as chilling as they are speculative. He hints at a connection between the shooting and Diddy, though he stops short of giving any specific evidence. This is a topic that fans and conspiracy theorists alike have examined for decades. Was Tupac's unaliving a tragic result of the ongoing East Coast-West Coast rivalry, or was it something more personal? Shug's narrative adds another layer to the mystery, suggesting that Diddy may have had a role, directly or indirectly, in the events leading up to the pew-pewing. Yet Shug's refusal to provide concrete evidence leaves the door open for endless speculation. For fans of Tupac, and even those simply fascinated by the tragic story, this tale is as magnetic as it is heartbreaking. Diddy has numerous business ventures and controversies. In Shug's view, Diddy's business dealings aren't above scrutiny either. He criticizes Diddy's approach, particularly in the alcohol industry, where Diddy built a fortune and a name with brands like Ciroc. Shug suggests that after finding success, Diddy allegedly played the race card in ways that alienated those who initially supported him, leaving a trail of strained relationships and frustrated partners. According to Shug, these actions led to increased scrutiny of Diddy's business practices and personal conduct. Shug's take on Diddy's business ventures adds a new layer to the public's perception of him. While Diddy is widely admired for his entrepreneurial spirit and his knack for turning everything he touches into gold, Shug paints a different picture, one where Diddy's ambition may have come at a cost. Whether this version of events holds true or not, it gives fans something to chew on, an alternate narrative that challenges the polished, business-savvy image Diddy often projects. Disturbing allegations involving Usher and Justin Bieber. One of the most troubling aspects of Shug's account is his description of Diddy's interactions with young artists in the industry, particularly Justin Bieber and Usher. According to Shug, these young artists were manipulated and taken advantage of in their early years in the music business. On Shug's portrayal hints at inappropriate relationships and alleged exploitation of these vulnerable talents by powerful figures in the industry. While this kind of story isn't new in the entertainment world, it's always disturbing to hear, especially when it involves such high-profile names. Shug implies that this treatment is part of a broader pattern within the music industry, where young, ambitious artists can be exploited by those in positions of power. The idea that these two megastars, Usher and Bieber, may have faced challenges beyond what the public knows is a sobering thought. It reminds fans of the darker side of fame, where the pursuit of stardom sometimes means facing obstacles that go far beyond the normal struggles of youth. Peeking behind the curtain. Whether Shug's allegations are accurate or merely a reflection of his ongoing feud with Diddy, they offer a rare glimpse into the tangled web of relationships, rivalries, and rumors that define the music industry. The stories he shares are gripping not only because they involve some of the biggest names in hip-hop, but also because they reveal a hidden layer of intrigue, protection, and power. While fans may never know the full truth behind these claims, the drama that unfolds between Diddy and Shug Knight has become a saga that continues to captivate audiences, even years after the East Coast-West Coast rivalry first made headlines. For fans of celebrity gossip and hip-hop history alike, Shug's version of events is undeniably fascinating, bringing a shadowy layer of mystery to some of the industry's most pivotal moments. And in true Shug fashion, he doesn't mince words or shy away from pushing the boundaries of what fans thought they knew about their favorite stars. Whether he's sharing tales of confrontations at award shows or hinting at a web of secret deals with law enforcement, Shug's stories remind us that the truth in the music world is often as complex and controversial as the artists themselves. If these accounts are even partially true, they raise questions about how the industry operates behind closed doors and who holds the real power. So here's the real cliffhanger. We're going even deeper next time into some seriously jaw-dropping allegations Shug drops about the biggest players in the industry. He brings up Clive Davis, calling him one of the most powerful puppet masters in music. Shug hints at a tight and rumored connection between Diddy and Clive, saying Clive's influence stretches way beyond what the public sees. According to Shug, there's a whole lot of power and manipulation going on behind closed doors, with Clive and others keeping tabs on secrets that could end careers. And if you thought that was intense, wait until you hear about the darker side Shug describes. He talks about how some in the industry maintain control through manipulation, sometimes pushing people into substance abuse or setting up compromising situations that could come back to haunt them later. Shug suggests that stepping out of line isn't just discouraged, it's something people can get blackmailed over. It's like there's a whole playbook for keeping people in check, and according to him, it goes straight to the top. Then, things take an even crazier turn. Shug name drops some high-profile figures outside of the music biz, like former President Obama and Pastor T.D. Jakes, hinting that they're part of these elite gatherings with major industry players. He doesn't spill too many details, but seems to suggest that this network of influence and secrecy runs deep and wide, crossing into worlds far beyond music. Shug even goes as far as comparing Diddy's situation to the infamous Jeffrey Epstein case. He implies that the powerful protect each other to stay untouchable, and hints that if Diddy's ever truly cornered, he might take others down with him by exposing hidden secrets in the industry. It's a heavy statement, but it gives you a sense of just how deep Shug thinks these ties go. And finally, we hear from Franzese, who backs Shug up, saying that if these allegations are true, it's time for some real accountability in the industry. He calls for Diddy and anyone else involved in these alleged patterns to be held responsible. Franzese wraps up by giving props to Shug for speaking up and expressing hope that this interview could be a step toward finally shining a light on the exploitation and abuse Shug claims are rampant. So if you thought this was wild, wait till we dive even deeper in our next video on Curious Culture. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming up next. We're talking secrets, scandals, and the kind of drama that's bound to keep you on the edge of your seat. Be sure to like, subscribe, notification bell so you'll be the first to know when the next chapter drops. See you soon, Culture fam.